All right, welcome to the podcast. We'll start off where everyone else does. As far as earliest childhood memory, what are we getting into?
My early childhood
Yep.
memory? Huh, that's a good question. My earliest childhood memory, actually, I was running track when I was six.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, that's pretty much what started this whole journey for me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now, does the family have us out there? Did you just have a track nearby? How did you make it to the track?
Nah, it's a really weird story, man. The way I remember it, and I could be wrong. I had to ask my dad. One day my dad was like, "Hey, go get your shoes and get in the car." I was
Yeah.
like, "What? What do you mean get your shoes?" He said, "No, get your running shoes." So next thing I know, we at this track meet. It's at
Okay.
Florissant Valley Community College. And I didn't know what was going on. Next thing I know, I'm lined up for the 50-meter, 50-yard dash.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle lane. There's like these kids all around me. So the guy says, "Runner, take your mark, get set," and he shoots that gun. Everybody takes off running except me. I'm just standing there. I'm like, and that's everybody running. And I'm like, oh, okay, I know what to do. So I just started running and I caught everybody except the guy who won. Like I almost caught him. But
Oh, let's go.
yeah, and after that, my dad was like, "Man, this guy's gonna be my Olympic guy. He's gonna be my track star." And but the truth is he burned me out. I wound up quitting because he started waking me up in the mornings like if it's snow on the ground, he'd be like, "Hey, get up, go run around the block and
Yeah.
run around the block." He said, "Yeah, put on your snow. Why would I put on my snow boots and run around the block?"
Yeah.
Took the fun out of it. So
Oh, for sure. So, the what was the fun part of the track at a young age? So you started running at 6. Like, give me a slow build up, like elementary school, middle school. What was the fun build up of that?
well, actually, I quit at that point, but I went
Oh, okay,
back when I was 11.
okay.
And man, I ran every year from 11 till I was 37 years old. Is when I
Oh, let's
retired from
go. Let
TSA. Yeah,
let's rewind a hair. So what
yeah,
what was? Do you remember the straw that broke the camel's back? As far as you're like, Dad, this I ain't doing it. Like I'm done. Like what was the moment?
it was that waking me up early in the morning to run
Wow.
around the block and put on the snow boots and go around. Like, why? Like, if I had really understood, like what he was saying was brilliant.
Yeah,
Those are things I wind up implementing later in life.
yeah.
And but like, as to a 6-year-old, like, nah, you just no,
For
no.
sure. Well, and that's the toughest thing. Like I look at my parents, I'm like, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And like I played travel sports and I had a personal trainer as far as like getting in shape and stuff like that. But all I knew was like I go to practice, I'm good, I'm gonna do what I'm told. I didn't really understand there was extra things until much later in life. But as far as like the young age stuff goes, I know a lot of athletes and a lot of people, they just get burnt out early because it's like it's not their passion. It's like I have fun doing it, but if it's
Yeah.
not fun, why am I gonna do it?
Yeah, but when I turned 11, like I wanted to do it so bad.
Okay.
I did my own research. I found a track team that wasn't too far away.
Yeah.
I would literally walk to practice, train with the team, then walk home in the dark.
Yeah.
So it was just like this was like 80, 81. Like I found community.
Yeah.
Like I was a really shy kid, kind of my brother was 3 years older than me, my sister was 3 years younger than me. So I'm like that middle kid
Okay.
who just man, I didn't have community.
Yeah.
So once I found it, it was just like, wow,
So
and
what was going on in those 5 years in between? Did you play other sports? Did you focus more on academics, just hanging out with friends? What was going on there?
no, I just a kid, being a kid. Like every
Yeah.
day we would get up in the summertime and we ride our bikes. Like I had a BMX bike, no gears.
Absolutely.
I
Hard
would
seat.
pedal. Yeah, hard seat. Like matter of fact, I went bike riding 2 days ago. Man, that seat hurts. Like I don't know how I used to do it. Like, but we used to ride like man, 30, 40 miles a day on
Yeah.
BMX bikes. Sometimes I did it by myself. Sometimes I had friends.
Yeah. Did
But
you
I
did
was
you did you have pegs on there so someone could ride with you?
this was before pegs, man. This is
Ooh.
like, I was born in '70, so I'm an older guy now. But
Yeah.
so them pegs came around a little bit later.
What was your parents' suggestions or rules as far as like going out in the summer and playing with friends? Did you have to come back at a certain time? What was the scenario?
Well, let me tell you this way. When we had this thing called the junior ring dance, my junior year of high school, right?
Okay.
I didn't go to the dance, but me and my buddies, we got together later. We went to go crash the party.
Bet.
We stayed out till like 4 in the morning,
Ooh.
which we never would do things like that, but we did that night. It was five of us. The first guy we dropped off, uh, his grandmother left a cot on the porch.
Okay.
He had to sleep outside. The next guy, we dropped him off. We just see this hand come through and just snatch him in the house. The next guy we dropped off, he had to run away from home that day and go live with his father.
Okay.
And then my best friend, he was on punishment for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
My cousin, who was doing all the driving, was on punishment. And I'm the only one who never got in trouble. Like I didn't even get a consequence. Like, and when I went away to college and I came back, I was like, Mom, did you not love me? And she was like, Why? I was like, because like I told her that situation the junior ring did. I said, everybody got in trouble except me.
Yeah.
I said, I never had a curfew. She said, well, you didn't need one. You weren't a troubled child.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was just that guy, man. Like I didn't have curfews. I didn't have, matter of fact, I had a buddy. We went to kindergarten. And so the bus would drop us off at the top of my street.
Okay.
And he wasn't allowed to be home. So he had to go to the daycare that was
Okay.
about a couple miles away. So I would literally, instead of me going home, I would walk him to his daycare, then walk back home and go in the house and make me a bologna sandwich and turn on Spider-Man. That's what I
Yeah.
remember, Spider-Man cartoon. And the thing, I didn't know I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing. I didn't
Yeah.
know I was doing something wrong, but I definitely shouldn't have been walking around through the communities. And I was 5 years old,
Yeah.
but I was just that kid who was always that, just that not really. I can't say if I was a loner or not, but I just was different than everybody else. I
Yeah.
was
Just had
always a
that
little
feeling.
different. Yeah, yeah, it was
Yeah.
always different. Yeah, yeah.
So as far as like home life went, were your parents home a lot? Did you have family dinners? What did that dynamic look like for you guys?
Well, once my mom and dad divorced,
Hmm.
my mom worked a lot to
Okay.
keep us in that same community. So, like, mom was working like 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Like, so mom was always working. So yeah, I was kind of what they would call like when they always talk about the latchkey kids. That was
Yeah.
kind of me. That was kind of me. My sister was young enough where they kept her with a babysitter,
Okay.
during those times. My brother was in school, but I was just in that middle ground.
Yeah.
But it saved me because, like I tell you what, it when it came time for college and junior Olympics and stuff, I was used to kind of being
Yeah.
not having family around me all the time. Like I
Mhm.
was used to just kind of being out on my own. Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as jumping into track, what was your expectations, and then how did it go for the first couple of years while you were there?
Oh man, it went great.
Yeah.
I really didn't have any expectations. I just wanted to run track.
Okay.
And because actually, what happened is when I was born, I had asthma and pneumonia.
Okay.
And so I was a sickly kid. Like I missed like a third of the school year, some years. I was always in the hospital.
Hmm.
And so the doctor was like, no sports for you.
Okay. Was it sports induced asthma or just anytime asthma?
I just had asthma.
Okay.
Just,
You had any time you can get it.
yeah. Yeah, I was sick when I was always sick. That's
Yeah.
just kind of what it was. And the truth was, like, once I started sports, it changed it for me. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it was so they told me don't compete. But when I started competing, I, I just got stronger and stronger. And I
Mhm.
rarely ever got sick again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as your early track events, were you doing the 100, the 800? What was your jam?
Oh, man, I did from the 800 down.
Okay.
Yeah, I just love doing it all. 400 was my favorite.
Hmm.
That's the one I really should have stuck with. But
Yeah.
yeah.
At a young age, were you competing at a high level? Do you have people coming out and being like, "Hey, you can do this," or what does the path look like, or when do you start seeing that there is a path for track?
Well, as I guess in the younger age, I always make the finals,
Okay.
but I wasn't usually going to win that final unless it was a jumping competition, like it was a long jumping, a triple jumping. I might
Oh,
win
you're
that.
doing it all.
Yeah, but the 100, 200, I'm gonna be in the finals, but I'm
Yeah.
probably not gonna win it. I got a chance to maybe win the 400,
Okay.
but the 100, 200, I'm not gonna win that one. But I'm gonna be in the finals. I'm gonna be in that pack. That's kind of what it was. But when I found long jumping, I was just started destroying people, and I was like, yeah, this is, I want that medal today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And do you feel that that was more of a skill, or because you had the speed, it transferred into the jump? What do you feel like you did so well at the long jump that kind of propelled you forward?
I found it really late in my career. I really didn't find it until like my junior year
Okay.
of high school. Because actually, the one time we had the Junior Olympics, it was in Miami,
Yeah.
and we get there. I'm normally in 100, 200, 4x1 or something like that, or
Okay.
4x4. So on this one day, I go down to check in. My name's
Yeah.
not on the list, and I go get my coach. Hey, I'm not on the list. And it was so many kids out there for the Junior Olympics, so they
Right.
was like, we can't add any more people in there. We'll just let him be a long jumper. I had never long jumped before. I said, I don't long jump. They said, but you triple jump, you could just long jump. I said, I
Yeah.
don't. So these stands are packed. It's like when you go race in Europe, the stands are packed. Like
Yeah.
you don't get that too often in America.
Yeah.
So I'm running down the long jump runway. I take off. I do something weird in the air like this, like it looked like I had T-Rex arms or something. I don't know what it was. Man, I was so embarrassed. People laughed at me, and I took those shoes off. I said, I'm never gonna long jump again.
Okay.
And then one time, my buddy, I was one of the best triple jumpers in our school. I was the best at the school.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey man," he said, "after practice, let's go to this other school by the house where nobody's around, and maybe you can show me how to long jump." I said, "I'm not going to show you. I can't show you how to long jump. Yeah. What are you talking about? Like, no."
Yeah.
All them flashbacks came back to me, and so I said, "All right, nobody ain't gonna be there. We'll do it."
Yeah.
So after practice, we went to this other high school on the way home, so nobody could see me doing it.
Absolutely.
And so we did. We ran down a long jump runway, and he jumped. Well, I jumped first and put a mark out there, and then he jumped, and we put a mark, a shoot a mark where it was at. We didn't have a tape measure. We didn't know how far it was.
Yeah.
And so we did that a few times, and then we took our steps, and we just put one foot in front of the other to mark it off. Then we got home. I marked it off, pulled out a tape measure because my dad was a contractor. Had tape
Yeah.
measures everywhere, and it was like 20 feet. My first time jumping, I was over 20 feet. I was like, "What?" I could have won every high school track meet I've seen that whole year. And from that day forward, I was a long jumper. You
So
know,
you go to coach and be like, "Hey, let me show you something," or what? How's that go?
nah, I just said, put me in a long jump. I didn't even tell him why, man. And then it just changed my life, man. It
Okay.
just, yeah.
And that's junior year.
That's my junior year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got sports nailed down. Did you enjoy academics at all, or we're here for sports?
I love school. Matter of fact, when it was time to graduate, I didn't want to graduate. I was like, give me
Yeah,
another year. And like everybody wanted to leave. Like, leave what?
yeah.
No, man, I loved it. I had once again it was community. I
Okay,
had community around me, and I wasn't ready for that next step yet.
yeah.
Yeah, I was excited for it, but I just, yeah.
And what did that step look like? Did it come in the form of letters? Did it come in the form of recruits, college visits? What was the exact process for you?
Well, the college recruits, that's the crazy part. They kept coming,
Okay,
but I wouldn't show up.
really?
I don't know if I forgot or I just didn't want to. I just didn't. I didn't think I was smart enough to go to college,
Okay.
and yeah, it just wasn't. You know, I didn't think that was on the table for me.
Hmm.
But if you want to run track, you got to go to college. That's the only option you have in America. So
Yeah.
um, I eventually wound up taking a scholarship at the last minute. I didn't like where I went, and so I left
Okay.
pretty early. It was just really unorganized, and everything they promised me, nothing was in place.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't release me from the scholarship, so I had to go back to junior college in order to go Division One. So I wound up doing that in Stockton, California.
Okay.
And
So we have D1 school. Don't exactly like it too much. We go to, is it JUCO? Is that
well, actually, I was at a D2 school. And
okay?
in order to go D2 or higher, you have to get an associate degree or
Okay.
sit out a certain point, sit out a certain amount of years.
And
And
how did that conversation go as far as like this isn't the vibe, this isn't working for me. Can I go over here? And they said no because they thought you were going to stay while being unhappy. What that conversation look like?
well, I had to make sure I put it the right way. Like
Yeah,
they just kept saying we're gonna give you extra money if you stay. We're gonna and like there was so many illegal things
yeah,
in sports. I'm not sure if it was legal or not, so I don't really know. So I don't want to put my foot in my mouth
yeah. No,
and get them in trouble. But yeah, that's what they said. We're going to give you extra money. Based off your high school stuff, you will be our first freshman or all American.
yeah,
So they were pretty excited about me being there. But like, I picked that school because it was the last one standing, and and I ignored the rest of them. It
you're right.
was really, really my fault. It was just,
Okay,
it was a last minute. Okay, I'm gonna go to college. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Who are you having these conversations with as far as like, hey, I'm talking to all these schools, they all want me to go, but I don't think I'm going to go. Where were those conversations being had?
Well, I really wasn't having them.
Okay,
They would send letters to the house, and when I stopped, I wouldn't respond, and they would come to the school.
okay,
So yeah. Matter of fact, years later, I went back home one time and found a box full of letters
yeah.
from different colleges, and yeah, I just didn't want to go to college. I just didn't think I was the smartest guy for
Yeah.
that.
Who
Yeah.
who who was telling you that you weren't smart? Like what
No
gave you
one.
that thought? Okay.
No one. I just didn't think it was in the cards for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we got D2, we dropped back down JUCO, and then we're headed to California. How did we pick California?
Well, because the junior college I was going to was in Stockton,
Okay.
California, and I had friends who they were going to be moving there too
Yeah.
for the same reason to go to play sports and then hopefully get a scholarship or something. So
Hmm.
I guess I'm the only one who actually did that. Everybody else kind of went to the military or did their own thing. Yeah. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
what was our experience like in college, living on our own, cooking for ourselves, being in sport? What do we have?
Yeah, it's all of the above. Man, that's the crazy part is like I was we mentioned, I was always that loner kind of kid anyway. So
Yeah.
my life just didn't change. It just moved.
Hmm.
And I was still doing the same thing I always loved doing, which was track.
Okay.
And I was just dedicated to track. Like most people partied in college. Like I didn't even drink in college.
Yeah.
I was so focused on just track, and just being an athlete and taking care of my body. And
Hmm.
that was just my lifestyle.
What did your training regimen look like since you were running since you're 11? Now I feel beginners you'll see improvements of, I mean, not in the 100, you won't get a couple seconds, but yeah, you have incremental improvements. But once you get to
Yeah.
college, just from my looking at it, it doesn't seem like sometimes college racers they get slower. They maybe get a quarter of a second or whatever it is. How did
Yeah.
you train to improve yourself in college?
Well, that's a good question. Like, I usually just followed what the program was,
Okay.
except when I was in junior college, it started with I was like an overworker, but like I was overtraining, like
Yeah.
So most time coaches always told people to do what he's doing. Like
Yeah.
I didn't always have a coach, and that's the
Yeah.
truth of it. Yeah. But when it came to the workouts, they give us the workouts we doing. But when it came to jumping, plyometrics, I was always on another level with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you getting that out of magazines, off of forums? Where are you getting your information from?
No. Well, yeah, I did a lot of studying,
Yeah.
but sometimes if they show me a drill, I just if it's something jumping related, if I have to be in the air, I'm
Yeah.
gonna master it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And I was just so strong. I was crazy strong.
okay. So
Yeah.
and is that a lot of that developed in the weight room or just natural? Like you can move weight, you didn't really hit it that much, but you had that ability.
Well, I had just really got into the weight room, to be
Oh,
very
okay.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over that next few years, like I was squatting almost 600 pounds, and I was 178 pounds. Like
Oh,
it's like now I see people like I'm 6'1". At that time I was
I don't want to hear these
178.
numbers now because I'm 6'1". I don't want to hear this.
Oh, I was skinny, man. I was like 178,
Yeah.
but I was around 4% body fat. Like you couldn't even put the calipers on my skin.
Yeah.
It was they had to put me in this biopod
Hmm.
or dip me in the water
Yep.
to find out what my yeah.
So
But
what? And when you're at college track, are you just doing long jump there, or do you have other events you're doing?
Well, I would play around with the 100 and 200, but once I got to the university I chose, Weber State University, like I picked it for the wrong reason. Like I picked it because they had an indoor track and I
Yeah,
had been injured a lot. And I was like, okay, at least I'll have somewhere to train indoors. But the truth was they ran me through the mountains. They just conditioned me very well,
yeah,
but they took away my explosiveness, my
okay,
my speed, my ability to jump far. Matter of fact,
yeah,
I would jump mid 24 feet for them. I'll leave there and go compete in the summertime and jump 26.
yeah.
And so like it was I was at the wrong program, you know.
So how do you? Because like I was mentioning, I feel a lot of college programs are more, here's the program and just this is what we think is going to work for everybody. How do you know
Yeah.
what's going to work for you and how were you able to do so well on your own? Was it just more rest or what were you doing differently?
Well, one thing, yeah, is actually that rest
Yeah.
and not running miles. They had me doing a lot of mile work, like my conditioning. Like we lived in the mountains in Utah,
Yeah.
so like when I came to sea level to compete, it's like I had an extra lung.
Yeah.
So I was conditioned very well, but I just wasn't explosive. I didn't
Right.
have that same sprint endurance. It was just, you know, and so when you start getting that way, you just have to really change the your training and the way you recover.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, after I left college, I trained with a guy named Tom Doyle at Arizona State.
Okay.
He took me from running like a 10.5 to a 10.1. You know, he
That's a
my
lot in 100. My goodness.
yes, huge. Matter of fact, my 150 times when we trained, like I was always running like 16:20, something like that.
Okay.
He had me running 14:8. And so like, yeah, it's just the coaching
Is he
I
still
learned.
around?
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. He's somewhere. But the sad part is it didn't translate to my long jumping. It brought me so much more speed that it didn't translate into jumps, and it really destroyed my long jumping.
Interesting. So it just
Yeah,
threw off whatever rhythm you had or
yeah, because I would normally start out slower and pick speed up as I go,
yeah.
and his philosophy was you start out hard,
Yeah.
and so it just didn't. It gave me these big arcing jumps that went up but didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
And I have some old films. Like I was playing with 28 feet just the year prior. Like I have the old films where you can see it on the board where I just, and I
Yeah.
was fouling so much, and that's why I went to him.
Okay.
And yeah, man, but he definitely brought me speed, which actually helped me get into the movie industry later on in life. So
Okay.
yeah, so it was just my journey. It looked different,
Yeah.
but I stayed on my path
So
and just
as far as the weight room went, did you see a lot of translation from going from a 200-pound back squat to a 600 and then you're jumping, or it's just everything was just getting stronger?
You know what? I was overtraining. I was squatting like every day of the week, almost like
Okay.
four days a week. I was just a beast.
Yeah.
And that way, I would go do my running workouts, and then I'm back at the gym again.
Yeah.
I was really overtraining. What I know now, I was overtraining,
hmm What
but I
was
was strong.
was there ever a thought that there was such a thing of overtraining at that time with strength and conditioning coaches, or it was just go?
No, I just outworked everybody. Like
Okay.
everybody who had beat me in your junior Olympic ranks
Yeah.
before we got out of high school, I was already surpassing them. And
Okay.
so it took me a little bit more time. And then also, if you look at the program I ran for in high school, like every year we had a brand new coach,
Yeah.
you know, and then I blew up my senior year. Like I pulled a hamstring early,
Okay.
and I ran a really fast time, pulled a hamstring, and they told me don't train until the leg is better.
Yeah.
So I would sneak to this track and train every day anyway, and hurt myself like every week,
Yeah.
and it was foolishness, man. Like I blew the whole senior year. And
Just trying to get after it.
yeah, yeah, I didn't know better. Yeah.
So when we're in college, are these numbers Olympic numbers? Like, are we going for college records? Like, what is your goal that you're reaching for as far as when you're competing?
Well, I really want to be Man, my truth is, I wanted to set the world record. That's what my
Okay.
goal was. So let me just be honest about
Yeah.
it. That was my goal,
And what was the record at the time?
it was 29-1.
Oh, and you're touching 28 or you're flirting with 28?
Well, I had a couple jumps. I was out at 28-8, and so I was close. But like once again, if you foul, you cross that line, doesn't count.
Right.
And so that's why I signed with Tom Doyle. And so I let him. He said all the right things, and I thought he would fix the fouling problem.
Yeah.
I'll take care of the rest because I already know how to jump.
Hmm.
And it just didn't translate. It just
Okay.
didn't work right. Yeah.
So when you say you signed with him, was he a college coach? You went to a different school, or this was after college?
For me, it was after college, but he was coaching at Arizona State at the time.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what does your training regiment look like as far as are you working? Are you just full time, just meal prepping, working out, jumping?
Well, yeah, in America, most of our Olympic athletes uh, don't have sponsors.
Yeah.
Like my ex, she ran for one of the for the German Olympic team. They get sponsored when they're in high school.
Right.
Like in America, that's like a no. Like you lose all eligibility and all. You just can't. Even
Yeah.
if you could even find a sponsor, you're
Yeah.
not gonna. Yeah, it's not supposed to be a good thing. But no, man, I just had to just work extra hard. I had a job. Matter of fact, there was some days like when I trained in Phoenix, like it might be 120 degrees outside, but
Hmm.
um, so that means I'm gonna have to sneak in the track. I'm gonna have to climb the gate
Yeah.
at Arizona State, and then I'm gonna do a workout at about 4 in the morning, so that I can get back home, get showered up, cleaned up, then go to work afterwards. So,
Yeah. What
but it was just
where were we working at those days?
I was working for a mental health facility over in Mesa, Arizona,
Okay.
near Tempe. Yeah.
And is that something that you majored in? Is that what you graduated with? How'd you pick that spot?
Well, I originally wanted to be a parole officer. Well, actually, I was in college for electrical engineering, and I
Okay.
was in my final year, and I was like, I don't want to sit behind a desk. I had panicked. So I had an associate degree already.
Yeah.
So I just took a bunch of sociology and psychology stuff to finish
Okay.
up. But I was going to be like probation or parole officer, something like that. And then I wound up just working in mental health.
Yeah.
I was working in mental health, and I just kind of love what I was doing, and just and I kind of stuck there.
Okay. And what kind of changes do you feel like you were able to bring to the mental health community?
Well, actually, in I think it's 1997-ish. I was about 27.
Okay.
I I actually opened the first ever independent living transitional housing program in the state of Utah.
Wonderful.
And yeah, so it was such a new program that they opened me as a pilot program.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's very cool. My grandfather, so my he had four daughters. One was my mom, and one of his other daughters was bipolar and schizophrenia.
Oh, okay.
So he started just like a branch of NAMI, National Alliance for the Mentally Ill, in the Kane County area. So I would say we were fairly involved in the mental health arena for a while, and it's very much needed.
What state was that?
Illinois.
Oh, okay, yes, I'm originally from St. Louis. So okay.
Okay, okay, yep. It was just west of Chicago. That's where we were at. As far as transitioning from uh after college, was your goal to go to the Olympics, and then what was the
Yeah.
path, and where did that go for us?
Well, my goal was to go to the Olympics, and but after training with the new coach and things changing,
Yeah.
like if I was gonna make it, I was gonna probably make it as a 100-meter runner or something like that. I wasn't gonna make it as a jumper anymore.
Okay.
And I wound up getting a really nasty hematoma in my quadricep. And
Okay.
after that, that was a kind of a wrap.
Yeah. What
So I
what
just kind of
is that? What's is that a blood vessel rupture, or what's a
yeah, it's like it leaves a mass, and it had a mass left in the middle of my quadricep. It was like a hardness in there. It was like it was something was in there.
yeah,
The doctors kept telling me it was a strain. I was like, no, it's not a strain.
right.
And they wouldn't listen. And then eventually they found it like
Sounds right.
right before we got to the Olympic trials, and then they tried to drain it, and just it was too late then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how what are we dealing with mentally at that point, and then how did we deal with it?
man, that was man, I tell you what, being when you go for the Olympics every 4 years, as you're watching that fourth year being Olympic year pass you by, it's the most heartbreaking. And then you got to get up and start training again in a few months and wait 4 more years. It's
Yeah.
like it's brutal. It's brutal. Uh,
Do you have like a girlfriend, a wife at that time that you can talk to about this, or like how did you specifically get through it?
well, at that time, my girlfriend was on the German Olympic team,
Okay.
so I matter of fact, I was training her as well when we first started dating. I was training her until she got back on her feet because she's had a bunch of injuries, so she was about to retire,
Yeah.
and I was like, no way, So I changed up her training, and she wound up, I think, being like fifth in the world eventually. But
Hey, that's
yeah,
not too
she was real
bad.
good. No, she had a great career. She had a
And
great career.
what did you do that other coaches didn't see? Like, how did you change things up that you felt like they could benefit her?
Well, first thing I did, I changed her eating habits. She was a terrible eater.
Okay.
That was number one. And then the other one's just sometimes you can't force those workouts. You got to kind of, well, like for example, if we run in 150s, I would pace her.
Okay.
I just pace her and just drag her through the workouts.
Yeah.
And that's just what it was. She needs somebody to give her that attention
hmm
and help her just through the workouts. And
As far as the eating part goes, just as far as quality food, not enough protein, not enough whole foods, what was going on there?
she liked carbs. So yeah. And matter of fact, we used to have a contest every Friday. Like we have an ab contest. Whoever had the best abs did not have to pay for dinner that day.
There you go.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, but their body's different. Women's are different.
Yeah.
Like the day before the last workout, I would
Yeah.
go eat. I would go get a pastry. I would eat
Okay.
Twinkies in front of her,
Yeah.
and that's gonna. I don't know what it does or how it really works, but it's gonna drop my body fat down just a little bit more when I eat that Twinkie before
Yeah.
that next workout. But for her, if she looked at a Twinkie, it was gonna give her 2 extra pounds.
Okay.
And so yeah, so it was just a fun thing that we did, and yeah, and yeah, man, it just all just kind of came together. Like I
Yeah.
just learned a few tricks here and a few tricks there.
That's fantastic. So, for you, how did you were you training for the 100 for the next the next Olympics, or where did our path start to kind of change where we were headed?
Well, I started doing these football movies like Jerry Maguire.
Okay.
Uh, they hired me to come in.
How'd you get introduced to that?
Well, I had a really fast 40 time. Like I was a 4.23 40 guy because of Tom Doyle.
Okay.
And so a lot of the NFL players were coming to train with me. And this one guy, you ever see the movie Waterboy?
Yeah.
Remember the guy who gets poked in the eyes?
If I saw it, then yeah.
Okay, he's one of my best friends. I was training him at the time, and he told me about this movie coming up. He said I should come out and try out for it, and I wound up doing it, trying out.
Yeah.
And I think out of like more, it was more than 500 people out there for these like 37 spots, and I got one of them, and the rest is kind of history. But it wound up being Jerry Maguire.
Okay.
So I worked with with Tom and Cuba, and after that one, I skipped Waterboy because I was dealing with custody stuff with my own children.
Okay.
And I never knew when my court dates were coming, so I didn't want to take that chance and miss a
Right.
court date. So I skipped those few movies, and I went and worked on Any Given Sunday.
Okay.
And when I get there, like instead of me doing the fast running, this time they wanted me to take some hits. I was doubling for a guy named Bill Bellamy,
Okay.
and I was like, I'm not taking any hits. If I was going to do that, I might as well play football.
Right.
So yeah, so I passed on that, and I went back home. I bought a computer, and I wrote the transitional housing program.
Okay.
And then within like 6 months or so, I was open.
Wow, that's incredible.
So,
So what was the vision behind it, and then what did it become the first couple of years?
well, the vision behind it was I worked for the program in Phoenix, a
Yeah.
different program, and we had all these kids that came in from Cook County, Chicago.
Oh,
Uh,
that's me. That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, you guys can't have locked RTCs in Cook County.
Okay.
So, but they can ship them to other places that have locked um,
What's
locked
locked
RTCs.
RTCs?
Um, like um, like jails, pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay.
You guys have a thing up there called the Audi Home or something,
Okay.
but you can't have locked RTCs, which is just like a group home or
Okay.
treatment facility type thing. But in Phoenix, we did. And so these kids came to us, and like some of them had murder raps already, probably 40%,
Wow.
40, 50%. Yeah. And so here we are with these kids. They're doing great in the program. The program's making a lot of money. And we sent these kids, always send them right back into the same environment.
I
And
feel
it
like that's
failed.
not a great solution.
Yeah, it was the same thing over and over. And so when I moved to Utah and I knew they had the same type of programs over there, I was like, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Recidivism rate in Utah was like 97%, I believe, at the time.
Hey.
Yeah. And so when I opened the program, anybody who made it through my program for 30 days, you probably, I think my recidivism rate was around 22, 23% from
Hey,
that
that's pretty good.
program. It was really good. Yeah, it was really good.
And
So,
what was so different about your program that the rates weren't as high? Like what was the program?
oh, I tricked the hell out of these kids. I had I rented an apartment complex,
Okay.
4 apartments. So when a kid first come to my program, he had to live in my staff department with
Okay.
staff members. I had a married couple there. And then once they show me, they register for school. Once they start school,
Yeah.
they had a part-time job. They had to save 80% of the money. And then they had to show me that they can cook.
Okay.
And so every once a week, I give them money for to go out and buy their food. They bring me back receipts. I make sure there's appropriate foods.
Right.
So now they're living like everybody else is living, and they had their own bedrooms. They had three bedroom apartments. Everybody had their own bedroom. So
Okay.
now they're living like everybody else is forced to live.
Yeah.
And in Utah, most of the crimes are property crimes. So now
Okay.
they had no reason to steal.
Yeah.
They didn't have a reason to do anything. They had everything they needed,
Hmm.
and so that was the difference.
Okay.
I showed them how to live like everyone else.
And where do you was there any creative solutions that you had to come up with, or it was pretty straightforward that you just had to hold the line with what you were doing?
Well, yeah, everything I do is creative, man. Like
Okay.
that's one thing I've always do. Like for example, even when I worked in group home, not group home. Well, I worked in group homes before, but like in hospital settings, sometimes you have kids who just don't want to take a shower.
Yeah.
They'll go in and run the water, pretend like they're in there. Like so you got to get creative with these kids. First of all, because you have a lot of staff members in this environment, like they will be very disrespectful. There will be sometimes they keep most of the drama going. There'll be some of the staff who don't really belong there.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you have people come in with these master's degrees, these doctorates, but they keep things going. They keep things, it's not, it's really you have to kind of be wired to
Yeah.
work with the population, especially as people come in with some of them are bipolar or schizophrenic, and
Hmm.
you don't get that diagnosis usually until you're 18.
Okay.
So, so these kids have no idea why they're behaving, so you got to get creative with them. Like, for example, with the shower problem, I would tell the kid, wait a minute, I know you didn't shower. I can look at your skin. Like, I said, do this for me. Let me see you do that. And they do it. I said, wait, I said, turn around so you'll see how many fingers behind my back. So when they turn around, I put the shampoo right in their head.
Yeah.
Now they got to at least go wash that hair.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned to do. Put the
Uh,
shampoo right in that hair. Worst case scenario, you're going to wash that hair, you're going to wash that body.
yeah.
But yeah,
Just gonna get it started.
you're going to get started.
As
Yeah.
far as the staff thing went, I just had a guest on that he was in prison, and he said the hierarchy in the prison system, some of the guards weren't as friendly, and you weren't really treated like a person. Do you feel like that was the kind of the same hierarchy that kind of had some negative effects there?
Um, you just get different personalities that come through there.
Okay.
Some people just aren't good people. That's what I
Yeah.
can say. Yeah.
Yeah. It's for me. it it's usually the people that have gone through like hard times. They understand that this is just a person, just like I am, and I could be in their shoes if I was went through their exact circumstances. But for some
Yeah.
reason, there seems to be a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah, especially when you work with, like, I've worked with sex offenders before. And
Okay.
so that population, once, like, you automatically get they get a negative stigma. So you're like, I don't want to work with them. Like,
Mm,
ew. But the truth is, most of them, once you learn the population, most of the stuff that they're doing was done to them first.
right.
They're just repeating what was done to them. It's just a psyche. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And
So
so, We've got
And,
to
and
help them.
I would say it's a pretty touchy subject, especially these days. Um, do you feel like it's as rampant as suggested in the media, or like what's your perspective on kind of what's been going on lately?
I mean, with the sex offenders and
Yeah,
the
as far as like it seems like every other politician, and then you see this person and that person in the news. Do you feel like it's a growing problem, kind of stays the same? What are your thoughts?
I really don't have an honest answer for that.
Okay.
But what I can say is like it's always been a problem.
Yeah.
It's always been a problem. But people weren't talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of families even covering it up.
Oh, 100%.
Even like look at the Catholic Church.
Right.
They knew what they were doing. And so that's the highest morale place in the country.
Yeah.
You would think, but yeah, it's just I really don't have an honest answer for that one because it's just man, it's a sickness. Like
Hmm.
once and I can't say that every person who offends was offended upon,
Yeah.
but in those children, they actually were. I could speak about the children.
Right.
Yeah,
So, and I think it's really tough because you don't see a lot of sexual offenders that are doing the offending. Like they don't really have a voice. And it always interests me in. So we actually had a local chiropractor. He's now in jail awaiting sentencing, but for I think like 8 years or whatever time, yeah, he was taking videos of kids changing, and he was
wow.
distributing that content. But it doesn't make sense how you improve the problem, because who do you go talk to and be like, hey, I have these urges, I have these thoughts, and then what do you do with that person? As far as like people used to think you could pray the gay away, like
Yeah,
I don't I what do we got for solutions? Is I guess is what I'm saying.
yeah. Well, man, I don't have an honest answer for that
Okay.
one. And trust me, like the truth is, once I started with my mental health stuff going down, um, I stopped working in the field because I knew I wasn't the right person to be there anymore.
Okay.
My I process a lot slower now.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of times where like I struggled with talking. Like
Yeah.
my words don't come out. Like I had to struggle just to get the word out.
Hmm.
And so for a long time I stopped working in that field directly
Okay.
now. So
And when did and that was via bobsled, correct? That's
yeah.
when all that's so what was the beginning of that path?
Well, you mean when I started it or
Yeah,
when
yeah.
symptoms?
Or no, when you started, how did you get into the sport? How did they bring you in?
Well, I was running a youth treatment facility, the one I opened in Provo, Utah,
Yeah.
and that's all I was really doing was that at the time, and I was still training, and I had maybe one more year of track left, maybe,
Okay.
and I wasn't competing like I used to, so I was really just training more so. And somebody called me. They were trying to do tryouts for the 2002 Winter Olympics coming around
Okay.
the corner, and I guess NBC was hosting a tryout. And I figured if I go, maybe I'll pick up a sponsor because I really
Yeah.
didn't want to do bobsledding. It didn't look very like fun. It looked dangerous.
Yeah.
And so I went and tried out. And on the tryout, I guess I set a new record on a tryout.
There we
And
go.
yeah, and so this guy puts his arm around me and he's like, "Hey, buddy, man, if I offer you 50 grand to race on my team for the next 3 months, would you race on my team?" And I give him an educator. So I'm a businessman. I don't need money, but 50 grand for 3 months, I'm thinking, okay, I could do something good with that. And so I took his offer and I went up to the bobsled track. That was like a Wednesday or something.
So what was the test? Did you have to push the sled for 20 meters? What was the test that they had you going for?
Here, let
Yeah.
me show you. Let's pretend this is a treadmill.
Okay.
You can put the treadmill on the elevation.
Yep.
So they put it on the highest elevation,
Yeah.
and then they had a computer hooked up to it. And so what they do, punch in 10 miles an hour,
Okay.
and the faster you run on this thing, the quicker it gets there, and they time you.
Yeah.
So I saw the first 30 people going through it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just watching these guys. And so when it was my turn, I just did what comes natural, which is I'm a sprinter.
Right.
And so when I did it, this guy, his eyes got like this big, and so like I knew I did really good or really bad. I really didn't know at the time. And so he put his arm around me, he offered me 50 grand to
Yeah.
race on that team. And I'm thinking, man, if that's a good wage, that'll be great. If not, we can renegotiate later.
Right.
But I was already counting that money. Like I
Right.
was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that 50 grand and put it right back in my program.
Hmm.
Maybe I can buy us a building now.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that kind of stuff. So that was a Wednesday or Thursday. I went to the bobsled track and pushed him for the first time on that Sunday. Did pretty good. And I found out about that time he wasn't really he didn't have the funding. He didn't have the
Ah,
funding. Right. And then by the time I realized that the other bigger teams were in the country were in town,
okay.
they saw me, picked me up, and I won a Mercury's Cup medal within like I don't know, maybe 7, 8 days of first trying a bobsled. And so NBC ran that story, and it was a show called Go for the Gold. I've never seen it myself. I just heard about it,
Yeah.
and yeah, and so it was different. Like it just gave me,
So
especially
is this 4-man, 2-man skull? What are we running?
I'm starting out with 2 man,
Okay.
and eventually, I was doing 4 man. Like I'm the 4 man national champion.
Okay.
2 man, my best national finish was silver medalist. Um,
And
so
and so at that point, I'd say I like bobsled. I've watched a couple things on how it works. When you were in there, were you doing the directions, or when it first started, they're like, "Hey, push your heart out, get in there, and then we got you." Like, what did you have to do as far as learning curve?
well, the truth is, you could just push that sled and get in.
Okay.
The rest of it, like some of that stuff people saw in that movie, Cool Runnings.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting in the bathtub and they were practicing doing this together. That is not a thing. That is just not, yeah, it doesn't work like that. What it really is, the G forces are telling you where to go.
Right.
Them G forces are doing that.
Yeah.
That's not you. It's the G forces.
Is there any steering devices? Is there a brake? Okay, so that's what I thought. I thought there was a brake in sense that you hit and you kind of let it run if you're feeling it, feeling the line.
Well, the guy all the way in the front he's the driver. And
Oh,
so
okay, the front. I thought it was the back. My bad.
yeah, and they got these things. Matter of fact, they kind of look like these like bungee cords.
Okay.
And they make the front runners do this.
Yep.
That's all they get is this. No more than that.
Yeah.
And so and then to stop it, I'm the brakeman. So I'm usually all the way in the back.
Okay.
There's these big handles that come out the floor. I
Yep.
pull them.
Yep.
This big jaw drops down out the bottom of the sled and digs into the ice,
Hmm.
and it stops us.
Yeah. So for you, what was the adrenaline rush? Because when I go down like a water slide, I feel like that's pretty fast and like, hey, this is pretty fun, but you're flying.
Man, that water, I could do water slides in my sleep, take a nap on them. And roller coasters too. Like this bobsledding is a whole nother thing. Like I don't care anybody you send down that bobsled track, they always say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like they were fighting for their life.
Really?
Yeah, because the G forces are different. You can
Right.
only get those from the bobsled track or from those fighter jets when they do the bank turns.
So do you have to work on your breathing then as you're doing it and squeezing and doing all that stuff then?
It's gonna do it for you.
Okay.
There are pressure points in the track.
Yeah.
Like when you start going through the turns, that's where all the pressure's hitting you, the G forces.
Yeah.
You some of the tracks you start snorting
Okay.
automatically and you can't stop it. Like
Yeah.
you have no choice but to snort.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. Yeah.
So we're doing that. We're loving it. We're winning championships. At what point do you feel like something may not be going well for me here?
Wow. That's a tough question because like when the symptoms kicked in,
Yeah.
I didn't understand what they were.
Okay.
Like for example, I would have these panic attacks, and I was always the real calm guy. Real. That's why I worked in corrections and I worked in
Right.
counseling. Like if there was a riot, I'm the one that went in. So I was always that guy. But I would start having these panic attacks. I didn't know where I was at in the middle of the night, So I would have to jump up, turn the lights on, and look around, and like the walls always tell me where I'm at. Like the
Okay.
whether it's the like in Europe, they always got those creepy pictures where the eyes follow you, you know. And if I see painted brick walls, I know I'm back at the Olympic Training Center.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I was dealing with that. But you know, I was rationalizing. I was like, you know what? I travel so much. Every 7 days, a new country. That's why I don't know where I'm at.
Okay.
But that's not what was going on.
Hmm.
And I remember one time I went back to see a buddy of mine. I kept a place in Salt Lake, and I hadn't been home in a while, so we went to go shoot some pool.
Yeah.
And my buddy, he was like, "Hey man, there's your ex girlfriend just came in." And I looked over. I was like, "Man, she's a pretty girl, but I don't know her."
Really?
Yeah, and she ran over and jumped in my arms, and I went, "Uh oh,
Yeah.
I guess I do know her," you know. But I was not recognizing familiar faces already,
Hmm.
and I once again I rationalized. I said, "Okay, I meet a lot of people. The ladies love all the athletes. That's what this really is."
Yeah.
But no, that was somebody I had been seeing for a while.
Okay.
Even to this day, I can't even recognize her face or remember who. I can kind of see her face. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
It's just, but I began to not be able to put names with faces anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And do you feel like that was something that was just happening to you? And if so, like, why do you think it was just happening to you?
I don't know. I didn't even. I just once I rationalized it, I put it away. Didn't
Okay.
think about it. Yeah, but that one followed me for a long time. Like even to this day, I always go, "How are you doing?"
Yeah.
I don't never really say names because, but once I left the sport, I had these cloudy days, like I was cloudy, and I thought it was like low blood sugar.
Okay.
So I'm seeing doctors for years and just tell them like, you know, I think I got diabetes, and they're checking me and telling me I'm wrong, but I've seen it on people, so it looks like my symptoms look like what they're going through. Like I had no energy, couldn't get out of bed,
Right.
and then what I would do every night, I would put a thermos of black coffee on my nightstand or a bottle of Coca Cola. There's two things I never drank in my life. Like I didn't
Okay.
drink caffeine or sodas, but I began to live off of it.
Really?
And yeah, and then once I woke up and I got some of that in my system, then I knew automatically that I didn't know what the real day was.
Okay.
So I had a little daily planner I kept on the nightstand, and then I would look at it. I said, okay, today is Monday. Okay, cool. Then I got to figure out what month we're in. So I always thought it was January or August. So my brain was stuck in this weird loop.
Okay.
And so every day was the same thing. And so what I learned to do is I had these 8 foot long, like they like whiteboards. They come in scrolls.
Yeah.
I put them in my living room. I had three of them up, and I had them sectioned. And like one would be medical
Okay.
appointments, one would be work, and then the other one would be like if I had a date or something planned, like if I'm going on a date with somebody. Like I couldn't even keep up with that kind of stuff. Like I
Mhm.
was really my mind was gone, you know. And then it got so bad at that point where eventually I just took the bed, like the top mattress off the bed and put it in my living room.
Right.
Yeah, because then that would put me right next to the kitchen, the bathroom, and the front door. But yeah, I was going through it and I couldn't connect the dots, man. I
Right.
just yeah,
That's scary as shit.
yeah, yeah.
And what's our cognitive ability at that point? Are you constantly just in dread? Like, what if I forget where I'm at, or what's our mental space like as far as like our mental self-talk?
Well, let me show you this one. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Pretend this is like the square block I lived on, right?
Yep.
Okay. I live right here in the middle.
Okay.
And so some days I was extremely cloudy. So I didn't want to drive my car. I had already decommissioned my motorcycle. I'm not driving that thing anymore because I know I'm in trouble. Like, but I'm still thinking it's diabetes or something.
Right.
So I live right here. And so on those days, I would try to walk and get a salad or something just to get some keep moving. So the stores are over here on this side. So I had just had to go up here, make a left, cross the street. The stores are here.
Yeah.
So some days I ask myself, okay, what if I go the other way? What's on the other side? And I couldn't figure it out. I would literally be having meltdowns in my apartment trying to figure out, okay, what if it's what's over there? Nothing. I just made two rights. I went the other way and made two rights, and the stores are here.
Right.
But I couldn't figure that out, man. It was just like it was brutal, and so like I was in dementia. Like
Hmm.
I mean, already like I couldn't get out of bed. I don't know the days. I don't know the months. I can't even walk the opposite way on my street. Like I was going through it.
So who brings CTE or concussions in front of you? Like where does that thought come from?
Well, one of my teammates, he wanted to be a writer,
Okay.
and because like my business partner at the time, he owned. Well, he's the lead producer on the Ninja Turtle movies,
Okay.
and so whenever I wrote something, like I wrote a show for the military, he helped me produce it. So people were calling me, and
Okay.
if they, so this guy called me, he wanted to write, so he gave me these crazy ideas for scripts, and I was showing him how to turn it into a movie.
Okay.
And these are movies I've never seen before. These are just concepts like I have never seen on the screen. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is going to be good. So he would periodically call me. We go over some things, and but the last time he called me, he was speaking gibberish,
Okay.
right? Like I didn't understand anything he said, and he got so frustrated that he hung up on me, right? And so like I mental health is my background, like, and so I'm telling myself every day I got to help him.
Yeah.
I have to help him, and I didn't do anything other than just say it to myself. And eventually, I got the word back that he went to his family's factory and he hung himself. And then, so it's kind of like I felt responsible. I felt like my hands were dirty because I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where this journey kind of started at for me. Like, and so, like, I just didn't, I really didn't do anything, like, other than just discuss it. But
Mm.
at that time, I was doing so bad. Like, and the thing is, like, I wanted to commit suicide too. Now, that's the truth of it. But I didn't want to leave that trauma for my family. And so I made a deal with God. Like, I was like, you know what? If you come get me, it won't be so hard on my family because it would just be my time.
Yeah.
I said, but if I take my life, it's gonna leave trauma for everybody. I'm pretty close to my family.
Mm.
And so I had to live, I had to stick it out. And that's the reason I had to stick it out. Like I wanted to just go, but and so one time I knew I was in trouble. I knew I was in dementia. I bought a house in the Midwest, and I bought that. It was going to be my death house
Okay.
because I'm gonna go there until my time to go. Because like my lake, I have a lake in the back. It's like 100 yards from the back door. So all I can do all day is either go fishing or cut the grass. I got 4 acres out there. I'm out in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and so when I bought the place, I came back to LA. I closed out my apartment, but it was a young lady that I was dating at the time. We were casual dating. We weren't serious just yet. And so I would still come back to LA to see her. And sometimes she'd come to the lake house in Missouri to see me in St. Louis. And so one time I'm visiting her, and like she's from New York, put it that way. And the nicest way I can put it, man, they talk so loud. It's like they all got megaphones in their throat, surgically. I'm convinced they're surgically megaphones in their throat.
Yeah.
So the noise is killing me. I'm just thinking like I can't deal with this noise. Like, and I said, who am I to tell her to be quiet in her own place? I said, I'm not gonna be that guy. So I told her, I said, we probably need to break up. I'm going
Mhm.
back to Lake House. I need some peace and quiet. So we should rethink about what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So while I'm at the lake house, this article shows up from the New York Times. I don't even know who sent it to me, but it's called Sledhead.
Okay.
And it's talking about the issues my teammates were having before they committed suicide. They talked about some of the suicides, and some of them they didn't talk about. Some of my teammates, some of them have Parkinson's. So there's a whole gamut. Anything that CTE produces is inside my community right now, my
Yeah.
bobsledders. And so, and at that same time, as that came out, this article comes out. I mean, that article came out, but the Pavle's his autopsy report came out. He was in stage 4 of CTE.
Okay.
And so what I learned from that was there was nothing I could do that was going to help him. Like he was already past that point.
Yeah.
Um, And so I kind of forgave myself. It took a lot of that pressure off of me because I couldn't really help him. And then for the first time, I realized that I needed help. I couldn't help him because I was struggling. I was struggling too. Like I was
Right.
struggling with words, and I was just in dementia. That's what it really was.
And
You
it
know,
when you saw that article, was that the first time you're like, "Hey, this is what it is"?
no,
Oh, you knew. You
no,
knew.
no, I
Oh,
didn't. No, it's where it gets even weirder. This is how this condition is, and this is why. God, anybody listen, please pay attention. This is why we're watching all these veteran suicides and all these NFL suicides.
yeah.
You have no idea that it's you. You can
Okay.
see it in all your teammates and your buddies,
Yeah.
but you can't see it in yourself.
Interesting.
So when that article from the Sledhead came out, like it outlined what my teammates were dealing with. It outlined what I was seeing doctors about.
Yeah.
I literally got on my knees. I can't make this up. And I thank God that all the symptoms missed me. And when I sent the article to my girlfriend back in California,
Yeah.
she circled some stuff and sent it back. And the first thing I noticed was noise sensitivity. It was the
Yeah.
reason why I was there in the first place. And I went, oh, and I went, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And I went down that list again. I checked so many boxes with the exception of Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my God, like I'm in trouble. Like that's when I knew. Until then, I didn't. I was guessing. You treating the symptoms, whatever symptoms show up, but no, at that time, that's when I knew. And then I knew I was done. I knew it was done. So I just pray for more death. Like I just get it over with. And it's such a rough stuff. Like at one point I was like, man, maybe I could just get me some pancreatic cancer because it hits them pretty hard and it's over with pretty fast. Like
Yeah.
I was praying for the most ridiculous thing. That's how brutal it is. Like it's very unforgiving.
So I would say maybe 40%, maybe more of the men I have in this podcast have gone through suicidal ideation or thinking about killing themselves. For you, do you feel like there was one moment that was the absolute worst, or you just it was just a thought that was always there or encompassing that you kind of broke through at some point, but it wasn't just one moment?
I mean about suicide?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was every hour, every day,
Okay.
every hour, every day, because you really don't get to see the beauty in anything.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's absolutely no matter of fact, I was literally breaking up with some of my dream girls, man. And to be honest, like I've been blessed enough to date women you see on TV.
Yeah.
Like I be dating my dream girls, and I'm like, it's over. Like I'm just like, I can't. It was just, man. I look back at the relationships I've destroyed and I walked away from because I couldn't see clearly.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And having and contemplating that every day and still being able to push through, um, how were you able to do that?
Man, I just think that God had a bigger plan for me.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can. There's nothing else I can, because it's not like I'm any stronger than any of these other guys who took their life. I'm
Yeah.
I just perfect. I was in a perfect, like, from working in mental health and being in a everything lined up perfectly to save me. Like
Yeah.
I always talk so many clients, like if today's a great day to kill yourself, tomorrow's gonna be a great day as well. So give yourself some time. And that always rang through my head too. Like it kept
Okay.
me reserved. So if I'm having a bad day today, I wake up tomorrow still bad. Guess what? Today's a bad day too. It'll get me to the next day. If I wake up that next day, it's still a bad day. Well, guess what? It's written in the program. If it's a good idea today, it'll be a great idea tomorrow. So it just kept moving the day. So I
Okay.
never could. Yeah. And so when I taught people that, like it was in the back of my mind all the time. But the biggest thing is once I understood what it was, like, man, I just wanted out of here so fast. Like what's the quickest way for me to get out of this thing, out of this life? And yeah, It's just brutal. It's very unforgiving. That's what I can say.
And when you started going to see a professional and you were able to outline what you believed it was, how quickly did you see improvement?
Wow, this much. There is no professional help for us. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I found help on accident.
That's not what I want to hear.
It's the truth. It's there is no matter of fact. Even when I started using hyperbaric oxygen, like that's the machine that's behind me
Yep.
right now. That's the only thing that brought me out of this thing. Nothing else.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so break down what led you to that. Was it an article? Was it a buddy? Was it a YouTube video? What are we working with?
well, at that time, now I know it's not diabetes.
Okay.
Now I know it's CTE, right? So I'm researching CTE. Whenever I have clear enough moments where I can read, I'm researching it. Joe Namath shows up with some videos. He said he used hyperbaric oxygen to reverse his CTE symptoms.
Okay.
He didn't give us the details. He just made this blanket statement. So now I'm researching this guy, everything that he says, and no details.
Yeah.
So now I actually have a TikTok channel. I leave the details for everyone now. So it's
Okay.
called One Man with a Chamber. So it's really dedicated to finishing what he started.
Okay.
And so I didn't think it was going to work, to be honest, because everything else I tried, it just didn't work. Like, because I'm always treating symptoms, you're not going to the
Right.
root of it. And so there's a place in Orange County, California, that let me come down and try it for free. So I go down there and I'm in this little stupid chamber. Matter of fact, I almost panicked because that chamber is shaped like my bobsled. I was like,
Uh-oh.
I'm not getting in there. Wait a minute. That's the reason why I'm here in the first place. I really just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm in the chamber. I can't make this up, guys. I'm in there for 1 hour. And before I
Okay.
say this, guys, I do not sell chambers. I don't have an endorsement deal with anybody. I'm just sharing my experience.
Yeah.
And so I go down. I'm in the chamber for 1 hour. And when I get out, my glasses are slightly tinted because I'm sensitive to smells, lights, and sounds now. So
Yeah.
um, I grab my glasses and I put them on, and I kept taking them off. Like I didn't need them. Like I was like, this is weird. All the colors were so vivid and pretty. It's like I hadn't been seeing colors in a long time. Um, and so the salesman comes over. He's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I don't know. I don't think I need my glasses right now." And he's like, "Oh, you one of those?" And I'm like, I'm I'm guarded. I'm like, he finna try to sell me this $25,000 machine. I just bought a house. Like, I don't have cash laying around like that. But he's right, man. Some people get immediate relief, and some people get like they need like 2 sessions a day for 30 days to get that same.
Yeah.
And man, my life has been different ever since. Like it took my cloudiness away for 6 days the first time. I went back at the end of that next week, and I was clear for 9 days. So then I bought one. So now I just have one.
So what was the explanation that he gave you for why it worked?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I can double down on this one now because
Yeah.
I
Let's
know
get it.
that's what they told me. It's like I have one of the lowest pressure machines. It makes your body believe it's 7 to 9 feet underwater.
Okay.
When that happens, your blood is like a gas.
Okay.
Now, since your blood is like a gas, it can now get through all the blockages.
Okay.
And it's going to send oxygen to every cell in your body. It's going to oxygenate everything. And as if you know anything about cancer, cancer can't live in oxygenated environments. It
Mhm.
doesn't like it. And so they use it for that as well,
Yeah.
which if you have a stroke, it's usually about blockages to the brain. And so if you have a really massive stroke, usually they put you in there and it'll reverse those symptoms. That's
Yeah.
what yeah, that's what people have been doing with them forever. But when I got out, man, it's just like, what age is your program? Like your audience?
So it's everybody. There's a wide range. We
Is it PG-13?
Oh yeah, you can swear. Whatever's fine.
Okay, well, it's not able to swear, but like this is how I knew it was working.
Yeah.
The first day I use it, I'm like the colors are pretty.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit cloudy though.
Yep.
Nothing's really changed. I get home. I'm laying on the sofa watching TV. I think it's about 9 o'clock when I fall asleep. I wake up at midnight.
Yeah.
Because I always have I get vertigo a lot and I get migraines from
Okay.
concussions. And so I had a migraine. I hadn't had one in a while. I'm thinking, oh my God, this chamber might have done damage. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I was like, man. But there was another thing that was happening at the time. I had an erection.
You lost blood flow.
Man, like, how do you don't have an erection and a migraine at the same time. They don't go together. Like, no, everything was just waking up. And that
Yeah.
was it. So I climbed back. I got into bed at midnight, migraine and erection.
Yeah.
I go to sleep. I wake up at about 8, 9 in the morning. The migraine is subsided. I could still feel where it was at, but
Right.
it's kind of gone down. That doggone erection is still there. And I'm thinking, God, something is working. Something is different here. And over that next few hours, my cloudiness went away, man. And I had been
Yeah.
cloudy for 10 years at that point. 10 years I was cloudy. And I'm just thinking, wow, what is this place? I'm just looking at, yeah. And so now that's why I advocate so hard for it. It's been a game changer for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So who have you communicated with that has gotten a chamber that kind of has like a similar story with you, or like what's coming in that you're seeing?
Well, that's the big problem with it. The chambers are so expensive. Most people who need it can't afford it.
Okay.
But what I've been doing is I've been helping people find chambers. Some companies will let you, I can send some people to some places to get free treatment,
Yeah.
or I can at least help you find them in your community. So that's what I've been doing for a while. I'm not the only one. Okay, first of all, I didn't create this, guys. Like, I would like to take the credit. People give me the credit for this, and I was
Yeah.
like, I can't. I didn't create this at all. Like, I didn't. Remember in the beginning, I thought I did because I wasn't cloudy anymore, right? So here I am going to these chamber companies. Like, guys, did you know that this thing that takes the dementia away? And they would pull out these brochures. You mean like this? Like they treat people with dementia and Alzheimer's in these machines, but they're
Yeah.
just not telling the public about it.
Right.
You know,
And do you think that's an insurance thing? They can't get
yeah,
enough people in? Okay.
it's an insurance thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really an insurance thing at this point.
As far as cost goes, because I've finally started seeing them on Instagram, I'm like, what price point do you think an Instagram ad is going to be at at this
Right.
point? But I know a chiropractor that owns a fair amount of facilities that he got one for his daughter that was going through cancer that they couldn't help her with, and that seemed to be part of the regimen that helped her get through it.
See,
But
I didn't just make that up, huh? Yeah, yeah.
I'll have a couple chamber questions here. As far as safety goes, I think there was like one or two explosions in the last like year or so. What's
Mhm.
the situation on that? How safe do you feel around it? Like what's that scenario?
Well, from what I've been seeing is that those are the chambers that are medical grade, I believe.
Okay, gotcha.
So medical grade is 3.3 atmospheres, 3.0.
Yeah.
That's for hospital settings only. That means you have an oxygen tank somewhere. Oxygen tanks get a spark,
Yep.
you can get a fire. However, let me see if you can see mine over here without me
Yep.
making a mess. I don't know if you can see that silver machine
Yeah.
back here.
Yep.
That's my oxygen concentrator. It pushes the oxygen in there.
Okay.
But most people don't even run that thing. You don't even need that one. It's this thing right here. That's the one that puts the pressure in.
Okay.
So it pressurizes it.
Yeah.
And so that's what. So if you get the ones that's storing oxygen, there is a better chance. Like the standards are just different.
Yeah. And
It's,
and what is a regular chamber costing these days?
depending on where you look at.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. There's only a certain amount of chamber companies.
Okay.
It's just like buying tires in America. There's only like three, I think two or three tire companies.
Yeah.
Everybody else just sticks their name on them.
Okay.
So there's a lot of the most of the ones you see in America. They're coming out of China or Israel, things like that.
Okay.
There's
And
a couple companies here
and
that's doing
and
it.
and the one you have there, what's that running these days?
Um, this is one I think they're probably I'm not sure, but they're like they cater to a different clientele.
Okay.
So you're probably going to pay a lot more than you are if you look for other ones.
Yeah.
I really appreciate those guys. Don't get me wrong, because I went with them because they had a storefront
Okay.
and I had them on speed dial. So when I'm at home trying to navigate this thing when I first
Yeah.
got it, they were going to be there to help me, and it
Yeah.
was worth me paying extra to have that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, the recently had a red light guy on here, and I think his beds were like $100,000. I said, "Oh, okay, like that's that's nice."
yeah, yeah. I have some of those coming soon too. So that's yeah.
Yeah, no, but I think all that stuff is extremely interesting as far as what you're doing on social media. What would you say your main outreach is, and who are you trying to connect with?
Well, my this it sounds a little bit crazy,
Yep.
but the truth is like because the athletes and people who are dealing with it, we don't we can't see it on ourselves, so we don't understand what we're looking at.
Right.
And so I try to get to the loved ones.
Okay.
It's been my loved ones this whole way who saved my butt.
Yeah.
Like because when you're by yourself, most of the time you can't get up off the floor. You can't do anything. You're just kind of existing,
Yeah.
And so I look for the families because every family has the key to this thing. Because no matter if you see the suicides or if you see if they're out murdering people, I hate to keep saying that,
Hmm.
the family always say the same thing, or the neighbor. Like they were
Right.
such a nice guy. They were, you know, they were not acting like themselves.
Yeah.
That's the key right there. When your loved one is not acting like themselves and
Yeah.
they've been in certain areas, see, the doctors aren't asking the right questions. When you
Okay.
go to the doctors with your symptoms, they look like so many other symptoms. Like mine, I thought it was diabetes.
Yeah.
The doctors aren't asking the right questions. The questions they need to be asking is, where were you in the last 5, 10 years?
Okay.
What were you doing? Because most of the stuff is really it's like people saying it's a mental health issue, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's a physical injury just never got addressed.
Right.
For example, like if whenever I pull a hamstring, we already know any soft tissue that has trauma is all the fluid's going to rush there to protect the area.
Right.
And then we ice it, compress it, we do all the different things of physical therapy to get the swelling out. Now, fast forward that back to the brain. Every time I had a concussion, we did nothing except tell me not to go to sleep for
Right.
4 hours or so. So there was absolutely nothing done to the brain to get that inflammation out.
Hmm.
So how do you address that? Well, this machine here addresses that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I double down. I was interviewed by some of the military from the UK.
Okay.
Now they told me you can't legally deep sea dive in the UK. So all the soldiers get together and they go to an island somewhere. And we're just talking like this guy, we weren't even talking about chambers or anything. He was just talking about how they do it.
Yeah.
He said they get in the ocean and they go down. And it was kind of comical because he was like, they go down there for a really long time. And he was really pushing it hard. Like he said, when I mean a long time, I mean a long, 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 long. He was like, I was like, okay, I get it, I get it. He said, no, but like a really long, long. And I was actually getting goosebumps because like he was describing what the chamber does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the chamber actually, every time I get in that chamber, it's called a dive.
Okay.
So the UK people are healing their people by deep sea diving.
Interesting.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
So is there a simple questionnaire that someone could be like, here's four questions like these, or is it just going through the list of CTE and just take that questionnaire?
I would, you mean for the doctors?
Well,
Or
just for like for your loved one, be like, hey, if they check these boxes, your loved one should go talk to a doctor about this. Like,
yeah,
how
yeah.
what's the simplest way to figure that out?
Well, the first one, if they're not acting like themselves, that's number
Okay.
one. If they're not acting like themselves, you got to figure out what's wrong with, what are they going through? Why are they
Yeah.
not acting like themselves? And once you get that locked down, where have they been? For example, um, man, this one is so disturbing. Like in 2020, 2021, and 2022, um, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say 2020. Let's. It was only the veteran suicide number changed by about 100 to 150 in those 3 years. So every year is about the same. Take
Yeah.
a wild guess of what one of those years look like.
As far as like the increase, or what do you mean?
Just how many veterans took their lives in 2020?
Oh, 22 or one every 22 minutes. So I'm thinking 10 to 15,000.
Wow, you are that's probably one of the best guesses ever. Actually, what it really is, it's reported that it's 6,400 suicides,
Wow.
veteran suicides every year. Um, and so, but what they don't tell you is if that veteran overdosed, even if they left a suicide note, they don't count those.
Really?
So there's an additional 5,000 per year. So we're looking at about 10 to 11,000 per year minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you look at the symptoms, they're the same symptoms as my symptoms. They're the same symptoms as NFL player symptoms. They're the same symptoms if it's a housewife who had domestic violence done against her for numerous years and she gets her autopsy report and she's got it now. See, this stuff is in everybody's head now. If you have injuries to the brain that you never remove that inflammation, I believe that's what this really is.
And is that just in the field, the concussions from just being in a vehicle, just any of that things that are shaking in the head?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I believe it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, I went to watch Kanye West's. He had a documentary out a couple months ago,
Okay.
and I didn't even want to go see it. He acts out. He says so much weird stuff. I don't want to encourage that. I don't even want to see that.
Yeah.
But the first job I ever had was it was in Stockton, California.
Okay.
It was the first mental health facility west of the Mississippi River. So all the extreme behaviors went there for uh, help, right?
Yeah.
So I was 23 years old working at this place. I saw people with like bipolar, schizophrenia. We had the criminally insane come through there for court sometimes, and then we also had the people who had lobotomies walking around back then. So I saw everything.
That's
Right?
wild.
Yeah. So when Kanye West came out and said he was bipolar, I was like, he's not bipolar. So
Okay.
he might be schizophrenic, but he's not bipolar.
Yeah.
And so when I went to see the documentary, he said some things that just made me think. The first thing he said, he tried the medicine that they gave him and it made him feel worse. I
Yeah.
remember trying the medicine that they gave me was Zoloft, and it made my suicidal stuff like 100-fold worse. Like,
Great.
yeah, there's oh, just let it build up in your system, and and I already know that because I always told my clients that back. Oh, you gotta let this medicine, you gotta let it
Yeah.
work now. And so, because what I learned, I don't think those pills are for healthy. They're for healthy brains. They're not for
Right.
compromised brains. So, but I'm watching his behavior. He's so erratic, and I was like, wait a minute, his symptoms line up with ours.
Okay.
I said, but he was no athlete. And then I remember the song he had out. He said he had broke his jaw in a car accident. He said his jaw was in the back of his mouth. I said he had to have a concussion. And
Hmm.
we know in America they don't treat concussions.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing he said in that documentary that just, man, the hair on my arms was standing up. Nobody gets. You said your family has a history of. You said bipolar schizophrenic.
So yeah, so my aunt was bipolar and schizophrenic. My dad's bipolar.
What age did they get diagnosed?
My aunt was 16 and I think my dad was 30 something.
He made the 30.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so he's an outlier, as we call
Yeah.
those outliers.
Yeah.
Usually, you get that diagnosis, you're gonna get it. Sometimes they want to give it to you before 18, but they try not to diagnose you before 18.
Yeah. I
But
don't I don't think he saw mental health care for a long time.
yeah, but normally they'll be doing something so weird in the community
Yeah.
that they're gonna wind up getting evaluated. That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
And so, but normally that happens between 18 and 21. You might get to 25, but you're not usually not gonna make it to 30, and you damn sure not gonna make it to 40 without
Yeah.
getting a diagnosis. So when I did the numbers for Kanye West, he was diagnosed at 40.
Okay.
I'm like, what? Like, never had that ever seen that happen.
Yeah.
I've seen hundreds and hundreds of people. So I was like, man, it's got to be the concussion. So when I left the movies, I came home and I plotted on one of my whiteboards, and I did the same as mine. My first car crash was here. I mean, my bobsled crash was here. It was 10 years before my symptoms kicked in, where they were kind of really bothering me, and there was another almost 10 years when it got unbearable.
Yeah.
So I did the same numbers based off of when he had this car accident, well, when he was diagnosed. And I literally predicted the year he had his car accident. I
Uh-huh.
just subtracted it. This stuff is so predictable now. Like I can look at this thing, I can look at people, I can let me talk to you for 10 minutes. I'll know if it's in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we talk a certain way and we have little glitches. We have some glitches. And yeah. And so I predicted the year all the way down to that he had his concussion with his car accident, and which let me know he's probably misdiagnosed. So it's a
So
lot of that going on out here.
so as far as getting insurance to pay for it, what are they prescribing chambers for? Like how are people getting into the chamber?
There's 14 conditions. I don't know what they all are that they will insurance will pay for.
Okay.
Matter of fact, they're working on changing the legislation, and some people have reached out to me to help them to be one of the spokespeople.
Yeah.
So that in the state of California, they'll we can hopefully get that legislation changed where they'll start treating the brain injuries with the
Yeah.
hyperbaric and pay for it. But that's really the biggest problem is that
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah. I feel like we got a bunch of ice houses and sauna houses and red light places. They're gonna start throwing chambers in there soon enough.
Well, yeah, and I'm really hoping that's what the thing is. But once again, if you're like most people and you need 2 sessions a day for 30
Right.
days, your initial cost is going to be $12,000,
Hey,
and that's on the minimal side. You know,
really?
yeah, because it runs
Okay.
you about $200 an hour. You're going to need probably two of them a day, and it runs about 12 grand. Yeah,
And is that the actual cost to run it, or that's just what the going rates are?
that's what the going rates are.
Hmm.
Yeah. And for me, that's why I'm doing something a little different. Like I'm in the process of opening up a physical facility right now.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, let me
Yeah,
tell you this.
let's get
We
it.
are officially a non-for-profit now. Let me see if you can see that.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. So yeah, we're right now just trying to raise funds to get started. And the truth is, once I have the equipment, it doesn't cost me anything to turn that machine on. I got electric bill,
So,
it's not
so,
much.
so, so operation of it, because I know for some medical equipment to switch out a bulb, it's sometimes $10,000. To service it might be $50,000, but that's not happening with these products.
No, no, these
Okay.
products are so simple.
Ooh,
No,
I like
once
to
I
hear
turn it
that.
on, I turn it on. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
in this one here, I'm over 550 hours in on this thing.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
fantastic. So we'll wrap things up, but if you want to come on again when your business starts, we'll run that again. But as far
Yeah.
as the last two questions go, what's your definition of health? Not necessarily the dictionary definition, but what is health to you?
Wow. Man, you know what? I process so slow. I don't know if I can give you a real good answer on that one, especially with this thing. Like
Yeah,
when you deal with CTE and all this stuff here, like my definition of health is definitely different. Like before, I was like a Ferrari. Like
yeah,
if I had even a toenail out of place or hair out of place, I'll know it when I go out to the track to just jog. Now here is my life has changed. Like I'm holding on for dear life, you know.
mhm,
Well, I was for a long time, just trying to survive this thing or not,
yeah.
or just get me out of here right now. So I don't know if I really have a healthy definition of health right now, to be very, very honest.
Hey, no, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And then what's something from your life that the people listening would be able to take away as a positive?
Oh man, guys, you heard my story. Like there's not anything fabricated, exaggerated. I'm living the same problem that every soldier is coming back here with. Every probably NFL athlete, hockey athlete, soccer athlete, and the very fact that I'm up off that ground now and I'm not living in dementia, and it's not for me. It's not perfect
Yeah.
because I usually have a condition like if I go 30 days without using that chamber, I go backwards, I'll struggle with certain things again.
Really?
Yeah, and whereas for a lot of people, they get permanent relief. And for a long time, I was looking at myself like, why not me?
Yeah.
Why do I not have that? Until I met the guy in the iron lung, man. He was in that thing for 57 years. He died last year. And he had a great attitude, man. It made me look in the mirror
Yeah.
and like, who the hell are you to complain about getting this machine for 60 to 90 minutes a day when you get in there?
Hmm.
And so yeah, man, it's definitely been a journey. But what we're doing is different. Like we're going to be treating our veterans and our athletes for free. That's
Okay.
number one. And please come support us. We're going to be open to the public. And there's so many housewives who were injured during domestic violence or who fell and hit her head with the playing with her children.
Yeah.
And now she's dealing with it. Now she's doing all these things that are just out of her character because she hasn't gotten the help. Like
Yeah.
we're going to be open to the public. So we have a crowdfunding out there. We're also not for profit. People can donate and get the write off. But
Hmm.
yeah, please find our GoFundMe. Please
Yep.
find it and support us because this
Absolutely.
is matter of fact. If you look at the last 10, well, I don't even want to give it a real number, but go look at the last 5 years of mass shootings. It's all tied to CTE.
Yeah.
Well, not all of it, most of it. Yeah, it's a lot of it's tied to CTE. Yeah, but no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
but it's
think it's
definitely
good that we're talking about it, and I appreciate you
yeah,
coming on the podcast. Thank you so much.
yeah. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.